But by and large, I think we've been pretty fat and happy and sleeping and fighting over the color of carpet in the sanctuary more than worrying about the salvation of souls around the world and some tough times coming.
Yeah, and we see that being played out on our TV screens, just what's happening in the Middle East and with ISIS taking Christians prisoner and martyring them, and we're reminded of the cost of following Jesus. Yeah,
may I speak to that for just a moment?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. I listen, guys. Yeah, 200,000 Christians on the flee in Iraq along the Euphrates River, in the desert, in the wilderness. So many of their family have already had their heads cut off. Their children, some of their children's heads were cut off in front of them. Their daughters and wives raped, living hand to mouth. Tens of thousands of little children that are orphaned, their parents killed before their eyes, various relief agencies trying to get those kids out of there, continual people being, quote, delivered to the flames, people's heads being cut off. It's horrendous, and they are undergoing great tribulation right now. Now, I'm not saying we're in the great tribulation period of the last 7 years. I'm not saying that, but guys, look. If you're living in their shoes, these are our brothers and sisters in Christ. Just because Starbucks is open today and Dancing with the Stars was on last night doesn't mean all is right with the world.
Yeah.
We're blessed in America. We're blessed. And I think sometimes we forget and take for granted how blessed we are. But our brothers and sisters in Christ, people who are a part of the Church of Christ, are undergoing horrendous tribulation. Horrendous. And if you're them, and you're living there in the midst of that, somebody can't pat you on the head and say, well, don't worry, it's going to get worse than this. Because at that moment, it doesn't get any worse than that. So we need to really be focusing on praying for our brothers and sisters, getting relief to them where we can. Mm-hmm. I say that because in some areas we can't even get in there yet.
Right.
But praying for our leadership, that they would wake up and realize what's happening. And then think of this, guys. Israel is now surrounded on all sides by Islamic enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And their greatest ally in the world seems to be turning its back on them, cursing them. We're living in very prophetic times, guys. And what we're seeing unfold in the Middle East is where it was destined. It's where it was prophesied to unfold first. That's where everything began. That's where everything's going to come to its culmination, and it's no surprise to me that all of this broke loose in the Middle East first. Where it goes from there, I suppose, is up to God, and whether or not the people of God care enough to petition the Lord and to be people of faith. But I think we're looking at more of that to come if we are indeed in the trumpet days of Revelation.
And you kind of focus your book around the trumpets, and we've just got a few moments left, but tell us